Plaintiff Miguel Osorio says when the defendant dated his daughter, Miguel treated him like a son. Miguel says he and the defendant were so close that they drank together, smoked marijuana together, and even went to the strip clubs together. Miguel is suing his daughter's ex for the value of a car. Defendant Rudy Samboy says Miguel's daughter was his first love, and she was also the worst heartbreak of his life. Rudy says when he lost his girlfriend, he also lost a father figure in Miguel, and he is devastated that it has all come to this.
All right. Also, I want to thank Keith for standing in as our bailiff today. Doyle had to take off, so we want to thank Keith for standing in for him.
Thank you.
All right, tell me what's happening here.
Your Honor, I lived for many years in Michigan, in Pontiac.
Okay.
And just to give you a little background, I'm a good guy. I'm a strong Cuban father. And anytime any gentleman or person wants to date any one of my daughters, I go through their background with a fine-tooth comb.
Do you?
Fine-tooth.
How do you do that?
Well,
You run a check on them?
Well, I first go to their house, first thing.
Okay.
And I introduce myself to their family.
Okay.
Meet their parents, meet his siblings, and try and, get to know.
This is at what point? When they first want to go to the movie, or?
No, well, after.
When it looks like they're getting a little serious.
When it's getting
Gotcha.
into its fold.
Okay.
So, when he started dating my daughter, we became the best of friends. And I love him to death. I don't consider him as my son-in-law, I consider him as my son. We've drunk in Coronas together. We've smoked weed together. And Your Honor,
Which state? If it was in Michigan, it's legal. But if you have a medical problem.
Right, in New Jersey.
And you certainly have one. For you to get up here and say that. For you to get up here and say that in court.
What?
You crazy. You can smoke all the weed you want. Go ahead, sir.
And we've even gone to the strip club and made it rain like in Detroit, Your Honor. We surely have.
Made it rain like what?
Like in Detroit, Your Honor.
Like in Detroit.
I'm from Jersey, so I don't know anything about Detroit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was a strong part in his life, and I hope that I still will be. I still care for Mr. Samboy. I brought my daughter along.
Did they break up?
Yes, they did.
I'll let him tell me. You give me some background and then tell me why you broke up with this beautiful young lady. Go ahead.
First off, Your Honor, I would like to tell you how I met Miguel Osorio.
Yeah, I was in the weed house. I already know that.
Yeah, of course.
That was one.
That was one place. Actually, I dated his daughter for about 3 years.
Okay.
She was the first love of my life. It was also probably the worst heartbreak of my life. Like, me and her went through a lot of tough times, and towards the end, I suspected of her cheating on me.
Why did you suspect she was cheating?
Well, I seen texts and things like that, but on that note, I decided, I think we should have some time apart, and so did she. She wanted me to get my life back together, and so did I. So, but Miguel, not only did I lose a girlfriend, I lost a father figure. Like, Miguel really was a father figure. He brought me everywhere with him as his son, as he said. He took me to his family's house. We ate like Cubans. I'm Puerto Rican, Dominican, so that's all around my family too. He took me to a lot of his co-workers, dinners, banquets. He treated me like a son. It was to the point where I couldn't allow any girls in my house, so he would let me stay in his house with his daughter for about a year.
May I interrupt for a second, Mr. Samboy?
No problem.
As a matter of fact, he lived in my house for 3 to 4 years because I wanted to keep track of their relationship and make sure that everything was fine. If they needed something, as a father, I'm going to be there. Okay. And always will be there, Your Honor.
I'm just sorry that this is all happening right now.
How long ago did you break up with...
Me and Barbara broke up about 1.5 years ago, 2 years.
Why haven't you all tried to reconcile?
Well, this situation, to be honest, me and her, since we broke up, we've had a tough breakup. So I didn't feel like talking to her and neither talking to another her family.
How long has it been since the last time you all spoken?
It was on and off months. There'd be months that I'd go without talking.
When you all would talk?
I'd find out she's talking to guys. I get jealous. I'm a jealous guy.
How would you find out? You'd ask?
Not only would I ask, but Facebook. Oh. You look at her Facebook and everything else, Even some of you, even
Internet
some of her family.
stalking.
Yeah, you can call it stalking if you like.
All right, let me hear from you on the car, sir. Why are you suing him for a car?
Okay, Your Honor. On the 11th, 07/11th of 09, Mr. Sandboy and my daughter got into an argument. And Mr. Sandboy came to me and asked, Dad, I need to release some steam. Can I please borrow your car? Do you mind? I said, no problem, Rudy. You can borrow the car. I've loaned it to you on Tim numerous times. Never had a problem. He put gas in the car. He's one of these children that you'd expect they wouldn't put gas in your car when they give it back to you, but he does. He's taking
He's
it.
a good one.
He's a good man. Very good one.
Because my kids talk about me because I don't put the gas back in the car, and they do.
Exactly.
Go
Exactly.
ahead.
So, Your Honor, I gave him the car. I said, Rudy, there's only one thing. Tomorrow morning at 6, I'm traveling out to Pittsburgh. Just be home before then. No problem. I woke up around 5 o'clock, and when I look out the window, one of the friends that was in the vehicle with him had an ace bandage. He was cut up. He wasn't looking good. So I opened the window and I said, hey, what happened? He goes to me, you haven't spoken to Rudy yet? Your Honor, like the bat out of hell, he ran into the building and didn't want to tell me anything else. Around 11:30, 12 o'clock next day, my daughter and Rudy came home, and they said, Dad, we need to sit down and talk to you. Something's happened. Rudy was involved in an accident, and thank the Lord I have the police report.
Let's see it, please.
I'm sorry. And thank the Lord he wasn't smoking, he wasn't drinking. It was a legitimate accident.
So was it total?
Completely totaled, Your Honor. Completely.
You have the value of it?
Yes, I have the blue book
Did
value.
you all discuss him repaying, or?
Yes, we did, Your Honor. He had an up-and-coming lawsuit coming, which I would like to introduce my daughter because she can tell you more about the
on up.
lawsuit.
State your name.
Hi, this is Mathis. I'm Barbara Calderon.
All right.
And I'd like to tell you a little bit about myself.
Well, why don't you go back with him?
I'll get to
You
that.
tell me that. Go ahead.
I'm a recent graduate out of New York's John Jay College of Criminal Justice, and I'm currently in the process of getting into law school.
Oh, great.
And so,
Congratulations.
thank you. Although he was faithful to the end, and he was a great guy, probably the first love of my life as well. We were just living different lives. You know, I was steady trying to build an educational foundation for myself, and I tried to get him into college, which I did. And instead of studying, he was cutting class to hang out with his so-called friends, getting high, drinking. He was jealous of the fast life when he had it all. So I had to move forward with my career path, and I had to leave him behind.
Well, sir, you'd better recognize you got a young lady who's taking care of her business. You better take care of your business also.
Right.
All right. So what do you want to tell me about the money he was coming into?
Okay, we actually had a lawsuit against the guy at the counter gave me an attitude, so I came out with a little upset. And so he went in there kind of, you know, what are you doing to my girl kind of thing. And the employee came from behind the counter and basically gave him a bear hug and bit him on the cheek. So that's how the lawsuit arose. And then he had
This
promised.
man took a bite for you.
He did.
That's worse than taking a bullet.
He did.
I got the scar to
For
prove
you,
it.
and that's the things he gets. You run off to college and think you bigger than him now. Give him another
I
chance.
used my
He
legal
probably got his
know-how
life
to
together. What are you doing now?
Well, sir, right now I'm not in the best position. I'm not unemployed, but I work as a temp agent in the city.
What about school?
To be completely honest, sir, I'm not a school person, but I'm trying to enroll into a hands-on trade school.
Right.
Something on
What do
like.
you mean trying? How long you been trying?
Actually, to be completely honest, this is my first go-ahead. Like I'm trying to go all in.
Are you
right now.
in?
Nah, not
Hey.
yet.
So,
Well, actually, I had a couple setbacks in my life. Recently, my sister just passed away not too long ago, so I've
Sorry
been
to
dealing
hear
with a
that.
lot of family issues. So, you know, my sister hasn't been sick. My sister's other sister has been sick, and you know, my mom isn't going through a good time. So, you know, I've been dealing with a lot of family issues.
all right. You know you said something I can't touch, so let's move right on, sir. And that is
Okay.
the car. Why don't you believe you owe him for the car that
Okay.
you totaled?
I believe I don't owe him the car because that very same weekend we were on our way to the Poconos And being that I had crashed his car, the car that we were going to use to go to the Poconos, I had a car at the time, and he asked me if we could use my car. The only problem with my car is that it was unregistered and it had no insurance.
No, we're talking about.
No, Your Honor, he's talking.
Now I'm talking about
his own vehicle.
my own
I
car.
need you to talk about him.
No,
about
no,
totaling
no.
his car.
Now I totaled his car,
Yeah.
but
Why shouldn't you pay?
No, yeah, I agreed to pay.
Okay.
But at the time when I agreed to pay, my car wasn't in the impound lot.
Okay, so you're saying he had something to do with you losing your car?
Yeah, exactly. So
All right.
at the time when we were in the Poconos, on our way back, we got stopped by the state troopers, and they impounded our car. They took our car, and when they took our car, I didn't have the money to get it back. So it was caught at a loss. Like, it was just considered a loss.
What did he do to cause your car to be impounded?
No, he was driving. He was driving the car.
Gotcha. And so what did he do wrong, though?
The car wasn't registered, so it just...
And was that his fault that it wasn't registered?
No, it wasn't his fault.
Oh.
But he asked to borrow my car, which was already unregistered. So that's taking a risk at
Did
itself.
he know it was unregistered?
Yeah, he knew it was registered.
Were you with him?
Yes, I was with him.
All right, so you contributed to your own loss. 1, you knew it was unregistered. 2, you let somebody drive your car while it was unregistered. 3, you were in the car while it was unregistered. So, no, sir, and that's not a defense, that's a counterclaim. If you want to countersue him, that would be your response in trying to get justice for your loss. He's
Yeah.
getting justice for his loss. You can't say, I'm not giving you what you want because you caused me a loss. No, if you owe him, you have to pay him, and then you sue him and say, now pay me, because it may not even be the same amount. And so that's how the law goes. Many people think that. They say, well, I'm not going to pay you because you owe me or because you've done such and such to me. No, you can't offset on your own a debt because you think that they owe you. Those are two separate things. So if you want to come back and sue him in a later time for that, maybe he did contribute, particularly if he knew it was unregistered and he drove it anyway. Perhaps he does share a small percentage of the responsibility, if any. So, but that's not something we're hearing today. We hear about you totaling his car and you agreed to pay. So I'm going to grant his judgment, $3,175. Have a good day. Judgment for the plaintiff.
I love them both. I love them both, man. They're good. They're good people. You know, it's tough.
I miss you, man.
It's tough when you don't have these people in your life. You know.
Miss you, bro.
Hopefully, we'll go
We'll
back
see.
to being great friends, and if he gets his life together,
We'll see from there.
Still on the table.
I would like to see how everything goes. Maybe if I do get my life back together, I might want to be with Barbara again. Or if she wants to take me.
I want to just tell him that I love him, and just go on.
I love you so much. Thank you so much.